I went out while there last night, yesterday afternoon. I got out in the golf cart, froze my butt off anyway,
Yeah,
and went out like where they're doing different stuff. Now, who's doing the stuff up around the bridge, that clearing out of that?
I think that's all related to this project.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
think street was there.
Man, they're tearing it up through
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Okay, this is the 2-minute warning. Mics are hot. And I believe YouTube is up and going. All right. Yeah, they're all on. She lives just down the street here. She's an all-state student. And I don't think so. She has a senior project. She's doing a layout of the park for us. Okay, I've got 6:30. I will call the meeting to order. Welcome to Daylight Savings Time, everyone. We're going to stand and have a pledge to the flag. And then I'll ask that everybody please remain standing in a moment of silence for George Can in honor of his passing. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You'll remain standing for a few seconds here in honor of George Can and his passing. Thank you. You may be seated. Okay. Have my board members had a chance to take a look at the minutes of the last meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Any changes, additions?
No? Nope.
I will then entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, motion by Dolores, seconded by Glenn. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Okay, we've got several things here. There are no funeral deeds that I see. We do have the annual finance report for 2024, adjustments, payroll vouchers, and monthly bills. Those have all been sent to us via email. But my fellow council members had a chance to review what was sent.
Yes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion that we approve these.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion from Jenny. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second from Gloria. All those in favor indicate what?
Me. That's all right. I'll take
One of the ladies down.
I'm going to
there
have
at
to
the table.
switch to coffee. This is water. Okay. Motion by Jenny, seconded by Dolores. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Yep. Sign under my name. Okay,
Aren't you
Rachel?
all enjoying this?
Hey, we're doing it so well. Just
Keep waiting for somebody to play the Jeopardy song while we're doing that. Okay, Rachel, update.
Yeah, so you guys have a copy of this memo, I think. So happy to report the contractor for the wastewater project has had pipe delivered, several loads of pipe. They have been performing locates on the existing utilities along the Forest Main route. And they plan to start actually installing pipe next week. I think the 19th, so probably the end of next week. They're going to keep potholing. We have a construction meeting this coming Thursday. There's some questions that we've been emailing and talking about. Hopefully we'll get all those resolved or a path to having them resolved this Thursday, and then they'll be well on their way. So they are going to start installing pipe at the wastewater plant and work their way out towards the street, then down Washington, and then up towards the lift station. The whole pipe installation will probably take over a month. So for the next couple of weeks, you probably won't see them. They'll be out at the plant on that road. But then here in early April, they'll probably be going along Washington and West Street. So you'll see them. If you're going south of town, they'll be in the way probably. So just be aware, there'll be lots more activity this next month.
Yeah, it
Number
was
two.
posted on Facebook, the Wednesday hours at the cut off for right now, for the foreseeable future. But Wednesdays are, they call it the Westport Transfer, affectionately known as the dump. Stephanie, does that bother you? And I call it that. That's how everybody here knows it. But yeah, Wednesdays are shut down for a while during this project.
Hopefully after the next, say, 6 weeks, they'll be done with the pipe work and they'll be focused at the two sites, the lift station and the plant. So hopefully as far as impact to travel and being in the way and stuff, the next month and a half should be the worst, I hope. So it's good news. I don't have any pay claims this month, but I would expect next month we'd have a decent sized one because they'll actually be doing something. So, you guys have any questions?
All right.
Are you guys doing the work up there at the bridge on West Street, bridge from across to go down Washington?
They will be putting a pipe across there, but we aren't going to be doing anything to the bridge.
Well, not necessarily to the bridge, but clearing out that brush that's on either
So-
side of it.
Yeah.
That's county doing that?
County's doing the south side, we'll be doing the north side.
So they will be doing some clearing. I don't think they've gotten there yet. That's one of the areas we need to discuss on Thursday. But so they're starting clearing out by the plant to get the pipe put in up there first, and then they'll work their way, jog through. And I did send Brian a map if you guys want to see it, but you guys know where this is. So
Did that just go to me?
yeah, I think it just went to maybe you or
Okay.
Gloria.
It's pretty good size, 6 megabytes. I'll
Yeah.
forward it on.
Sorry.
That's okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, Stephanie, you're up.
Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Westbrook. I'm the Executive Director / Educator for Decatur County Recycling. So as Rachel talked about, I'm sure there's some questions that maybe you guys have about the recycling center that's here in Westport and just any upcoming events that we have going on. I'm here to answer any questions or just kind of talk about anything. So thank you for having me here tonight. So I know that we are closed now on Wednesdays, still open on Saturday for recycling. There's some other options if anyone wants to. I know it's kind of a hassle, but there are other locations for recycling, not necessarily here in Westport, but you can always take your items to Lake Santee, to St. Paul, and to the landfill. We have free recycling at those locations. So if anyone has concerns, there's options to take your recycling to those places for free in the meantime.
Where is the landfill? I don't know where it's at.
So it is off of South County Road 280 East. So Best Way is the one that manages the landfill. Everything's on our website. If you go
Okay.
to Decatur County Recycling, it
Okay.
has all the locations and the hours and the times. But the landfill really has the best hours because they're Monday through 7 to 5 and then Saturday 7 to noon. So if
So-
you have any recycling, you can always take it there.
The Saturday, April 12th recycling event that we'll be doing, what can and can't we accept?
That's a great question. So it's electronic recycling. So pretty much we use Green Wave Electronics. They come out of Indianapolis. Their motto is pretty much anything that has a cord and that can be plugged in that you want to recycle. So TVs, cameras, laptops, printers, anything that has a cord, pretty much that small electronics, small appliances, they'll be able to take on that day.
How about stoves?
So that's kind of your better option, honestly, is to take to River Metal Recycling, which is right there in Greensburg by Montfort Street. And it's like a scrap metal place. So you can take that to them anytime and they actually will reimburse you and give you money for those items. So we recommend that, instead of those smaller events that we have throughout, once a month out at the fairgrounds from 9 to 11, your better options really are to take it into town to River Metal Recycling.
Now, I also understand that anything that's got Freon in it, refrigerators, air conditioners, dehumidifiers, they will not take.
They will, at River Metal Recycling, you can take those items to them and they will take those.
Okay,
Yes.
so, but not down, we won't take them.
At our electronic event that we have, it's really better just small electronic appliances.
Okay.
Yeah. And once again, you can go to our website. There's a full list of acceptable items, unacceptable items. Like I said, pretty much anything that has a cord that can be plugged in, they'll take, except for like the large items. But yeah, that event is April 12th from 9 a.m. to 11 here at the town hall.
In the paper shredding?
Yes, document shredding as well. So I know this time of year, there's a lot of people that are doing their taxes or just, need some paper shredding. So that service will be free as well. So, yeah, we really would like to see a lot of people come out and use this, take advantage of this opportunity. Last year we had it. It was not that very well received. So hopefully this year, we can get the word out. It's about a month away. So if everybody can help spread the word, April 12th, mark your calendars, 9 to 11.
We sent out a flyer in the water bills that everybody just got. And then there's another water bill cycle that we'll be able to put a flyer in again.
Excellent.
There was a mistake in that flyer. The big heavy trash day for the town, the date was correct, April 17th. It said Saturday, April 17th. April 17th is not a Saturday, that's Thursday. And it is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We've got enough daylight. Thank you, daylight savings time. People can get off work and get it down there by 8 o'clock. And we usually have two of the biggest dumpsters that they offer. So and we'll put that in the flyer again. They'll get it before April 12th.
Can you talk about the company for the paper shredding?
Yes. So we use the company. It's called Share Shredding Recycling. They're out of Shelbyville, Indiana. It's a local nonprofit agency. That's why we chose to go with this organization. They actually help adults with developmental disabilities. So, you bring your documents to the event. They get locked into a toter and they get put onto a box truck. They get taken back to Shelbyville, and from there, they get shredded with their employees. I receive an invoice, and it has a manifest that shows when the documents were destroyed. So I know a lot of people have concerns about it not being shredded on site. Unfortunately, there's just not enough time and not enough resources to be able to do that. But it is a secure, reputable company. You can look them up. It's sharesinc.org. We've been using them for several years, never had any issues. There is a third-party security auditor that oversees all this. And like I said, we get a manifest that shows the documents have been properly destroyed. Not very many places actually do on-site shredding nowadays. There's a lot of other companies like, our courthouse uses this company. So it's a reputable company. So hopefully that helps ease anyone's, concerns or questions about the document shredding. But feel free to look at their website or call me if you have any further questions. I can explain. But like I said, we've been using this company for several years, and they're very reputable.
Anything else?
No? All right. Well, once again, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming down. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Hopefully, everybody can use our services. Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, north end of Deer Run utility hookup. Mr. Robbins, I saw you. You wanna step up here? Tell us what you got going on? Since you're here.
Okay.
Tell us what you're gonna do.
Oh,
What's
I
your
was
plan?
wanting to be able to hook up the water and sewer up there. I'm thinking about maybe building me a house up there and one down in Florida, and gonna be my getaway up here in the summertime. And so, yeah, that's what I was wanting to hook up for.
I drove up there today
Yeah,
since I live on Deer Run,
yeah,
and you sure have a lot of space or a lot of lawn to
yeah.
have. Do
Might
you have
be.
any plans for the rest of the property or just your
Well,
house?
see how I feel. I might have a couple, but for right now, I just want to get this for me, and
In the center, off to the side,
it'll be back in the back.
back in the back?
Yeah. Almost back to the back, to the east. 3/4 away, probably back to the east.
Yeah.
I just want to make it private.
Are you going to need to update the zoning on that?
Yeah, as soon as I get this, well, I'll give it to them and he's going to present it,
Okay,
the next meeting, which would probably be May.
okay. The utility hookups, I assume we're good. We've got the capacity and the capability to get back to the north end of that. Anybody want to put that in the form of a motion since he's here?
Yeah, I will make a motion to approve the utility hookup on the north end of Deer Run.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay.
All right.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you, sir. Mr. Tebby? Oh, there you are.
So I'm here helping Roy Saylor, and I'll give you the background of why we're here tonight. Andy Schulle and myself attended the Decatur County Area Plan Commission meeting March 5th, the last Wednesday, on his petition to rezone the 7.126 acres from A1 to R2. I think that's the northern tract that had already been presented to the council. My understanding from that meeting at the Plan Commission is that the town council gave favorable recommendation for that rezoning. Andy Schulle did most of the talking at the Area Plan Commission meeting, but unfortunately he had a surgery this past Friday, so he wasn't able to be here tonight. So during that discussion with the Area Plan Commission, primarily a couple of the members on the Plan Commission, but also through their legal counsel, one of the issues that is likely to come up, it was touched on by Andy, because I think Andy also did some tech review, that they do the tech review ahead of time with the county, especially for water and drainage and all that. And so it looked like to the Area Plan Commission members that it was likely going to need that second southern tract also to be rezoned because of that being able to use at least a portion of that for retention. Roy has, let me find it here. So Roy has hired FPBH Inc. as an engineering firm, and Allen's Excavating would be doing the dirt work, and Andy Schulle would be doing the surveying. I don't think I made enough copies for everybody, so I apologize for that. But so here is what the tech committee had, at least for that northern track, as far as what the first phase would be.
Kentucky.
Yes.
Kentucky Avenue, correct?
Yes.
And obviously, any development on that southern track is going to be in phases. And so the key is, in order to get this first phase started, so these 6 tracks that'd be off of Kentucky, for the engineering firm to have the ability to still use that southern tract as potential for drainage. So that's what the attorney, legal counsel for the Area Plan Commission suggested, if possible, to keep the ball rolling, to come in front of your council tonight, because that would be the first step then that we'll go back and file a second petition. I think the idea was that the attorney talked about we would file a second petition, but then those would be consolidated together. So basically what happened last Wednesday on petition 20255, it was tabled because obviously with this second track, if a petition is filed to rezone that as well with the county, then we have to do all the notice and filings and mailings before we can get on the agenda back with the EPC.
Yeah, so this is first that we've been officially notified that there's something going on with this southern tract. We've heard, I wouldn't call it rumors, rumblings, that there is work going on there. It would have been nice. I keep office hours on Tuesdays from 8 to noon. Every Tuesday, we're down at the town hall. And this landed on the agenda this past Friday afternoon after lunch. The agenda had actually already been sent out for the meeting. That's not a hard and fast cutoff, but for some of my other board members, and Russell isn't even here, when something like this comes up, I gave Russell my word, if there's something big coming up on the agenda, that I would give him warning and he would fly home for the meeting. Friday afternoon didn't give him time to turn around and react. I don't know how my other board members feel, but I would like to give Russell, Glenn, Jenny, and Dolores a month to consider this and table it until next month. I know you want it now, but and you haven't really asked a question yet. What do you want us to do?
The same favorable approving that it would go be rezoned to R2.
Oh, okay. R2 is what you're asking for.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
like I said, this
R2 is what this northern part was approved in our August meeting. So the southern part, I don't think it will be an issue, but I would like to get Russell here. I would like any kind of a sketch that you have available
Okay, I'll talk to Andy about
for
that.
the southern part.
Yeah.
I don't see it as an issue, but I'd like something more than 24 to 48 hours notice.
We're not, I wasn't trying to just throw it on your lap either.
Okay,
Last Wednesday night
right.
is when I got out of there and this was
They
presented
ended
to
up
us.
sending you here. Okay.
And so by Friday afternoon, frankly, was the first time I had a chance to call.
The calendar
I had
got
to
you,
make time for that.
and I really would have liked to have had Russell here. I do believe he would have flown home for this.
Well, potentially, I'll talk to Andy Shuley as well, because like I said, he has more of the knowledge as far as why that track, why APC thinks that track should also be rezoned and consolidated together with both for the count, from the county standpoint, why that makes better sense for the county.
So if I'd like to table this.
I don't know enough about it. I need to research it. I don't know enough about it to make up my mind one way or the other.
Should we have board members communicate with you?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
With questions?
Yes, I can get back with you.
I saw a question got a couple from the floor.
What sequence did the engineering drawing come in on the water versus?
I can't speak for the area plan, but it would be prior to, I think, a plat layout that shows lots. Before they would let him go to that trouble, they want to see the drainage study. So you got something to add, Sandy?
Well, I have a question that if engineering approval, understood there is a process for work with the water before you.
Right. Yeah, I don't know that we'll have that to say we're okay with the R2, but at least we've got a month here to see what we can get. What do you got, Sandy?
This is the sequence going to happen. I'd like for you to say, will you rezone this R2? Then it would go before the Carroll County Area Plan. Decide if they're going to rezone it from A1 to R2. But before they can get any kind of construction or stage and have to do the drainage design, they'll say you need this big. They put a hard surface houses. They can come back with a drainage design and say, this pond, we can only have 10. Or with this pond, we can have 20 houses in that. lots, 24 lots, just wants to get the ball rolling on this. He's not asking for lots, just asking if you're okay to rezone the rest of the land. Not giving him permission to build houses.
I understand. Brian? Okay, so he'll be here for the April meeting, for sure. God willing.
He's doing a lot of fishing down there.
Yeah. So,
Just to comment on that, I know the APC was talking about, obviously the county has a drainage ordinance. So obviously, whatever is done there would have to be in compliance with the drainage ordinance. So that is, I mean, there is obviously a procedure and a process to get all that approved.
so we would intend to come back to the April 8th meeting with the knowledge on whatever we can get just to say okay or not on R2. And I don't see it as being an issue,
Okay.
but I
Yeah,
think,
if you have any questions, and as I receive information myself, I'll certainly try to pass it along to the
Yes.
clerk. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out.
Alex, should we vote to table this or just do nothing?
I'd recommend going ahead and having a vote to table.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to table this.
motion.
Okay, got a motion from Glenn. Second? Jenny? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Okay, Dolores wants to give everybody an update on animal control. So I give the floor to you.
All right. Last Monday? Yeah.
Tuesday. Was it Monday?
Well, last week, we went up, Jenny and I went up to, it was Monday night. It was Monday night. We went up to the commissioners meeting to discuss the animal control. Prior to July of 2024, we had always, Westport had been under the understanding that Decatur County Animal Control was going to help us with the animals in Westport. And all of a sudden, we get the word that they will no longer be coming to Westport because we are an incorporated town. We have our own utilities, our own clerk treasurer. We're our own little people down here. And with that being said, they would not allow Decatur County Animal Control to come down here anymore. Then we got the idea thrown at us that Westport made over 90% of the calls to the Decatur County Animal Control for situations. Well, I found that kind of hard to believe, but you know. So I had been talking to Gabe Nobby, who was going to be the new commissioner. And I talked to him before January a little bit and then went up there and he tried to explain it to me and Jeremy Passel tried to explain it to me. And then the lawyer got involved. It was all kinds of stuff. Boiled down to Greensburg as a city pays the Decatur County Animal Control a monetary sum for them to handle their animal problems. Now they're wanting Westport to pay the Decatur County Animal Control a monetary sum to control our animal situation. So,
Couple things. The 90% of the runs
we're
to Westport, they debunked that.
Well, Gabe Nobby called the dispatch and he said, I want to see them. I want to see all this 90% that you guys are talking about. I want to see it on paper. And when he got it, there's no way near 90%, nothing like that. So now Brian is going to get a call, and he is going to request to see the paperwork drawn up between the city of Greensburg and the Decatur County Animal Control on what their monetary compensation is. And I don't know how we fit into that. Westport is nothing like what Greensburg is. We're not the size of Greensburg. We don't have the tax dollars.
There's multiple formulas, multiple ways we can do it. We can do it on a ratio of population, ours to theirs, a ratio of number of calls, how many calls Greensburg gets versus Westport. Jenny, I believe you asked them when the behavior of the animal control changed towards Westport, which I thought was an excellent question, by the way. I had the same one, and I was watching it. I ended up having to watch it after the fact. This meeting was on YouTube, but
they couldn't come up with.
Yeah, I don't think they ever
couldn't come up with
had a good
anything.
answer.
It was just like,
No, so Jeremy said that he thought that it had always been that way and that it just wasn't enforced. That was the answer that I got. But I did research afterwards, just about animal control in general. And what they said, and from my research, is that one of our main problems is that by the request of animal control many years ago, we created our own ordinance. We were told, I think this was back when my mom was on the board, we were told that it needed to align with the county animal control so that they could enforce it here. Well, apparently, the county is responsible unless an incorporated town creates their own ordinance.
It wasn't a long time ago. It was only a couple years ago under Alex and the previous council, they had an ordinance committee and they updated it in 2022.
Yeah.
2022.
You're both
So it
right,
wasn't
though.
even that very long
There was
ago.
one when I was on the board with Darlene.
I thought so.
Yeah.
But then they woke up in July of 24 and said, oh, wow, wait a minute. And then that's when it kind of hit.
Brian, I served on that ordinance at the request of Harry, and I do remember an ordinance on animal control.
Well, I brought it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we have one now, but apparently that's hurting us.
Yeah, and I don't completely understand that. In my mind, what y'all should take away is there's a lot of work to do yet. But the ordinance being the same as the county, the same as Greensburg's, in my mind, it doesn't matter whether our town police force enforces it or whether we have an animal control officer from the county that comes down and enforces it. They all play by the same set of rules, I think was the intent of that ordinance that was put forth in 2022. So we've got some things to work out with the
Now,
county.
Jeremy Passel, he said that we as a board could dissolve that ordinance. We could do away with it and we could come up with our own. But I'm not sure how, I don't know. I don't know what, I just.
Alex, do you have any words of wisdom on this?
Am I hearing that the recommendation or maybe the insinuation is that if we were to dissolve our own animal control ordinance, then even as an incorporated municipality, we would be able to receive animal control services if we enter into an agreement with, or would we just be entitled to the services if we don't have an ordinance?
So that's where it gets iffy. So according to the research that I've done online and what I can find with animal control laws and all that stuff, is that the way that it should be set up, period, is that it's operated from county taxes. And as long as
it is within the county and there isn't a separate ordinance, then you should receive the services. But when we were at the county meeting is when it was talked about that, Greensburg gives so much money and so we would need to give so much money. So I'm not really sure about all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have their own attorney or did?
Yeah,
And they
Chad.
were at the meeting?
Chad Smith.
Chad Smith, okay.
And see, when I asked him, I said, well, I thought this was Decatur County, so if you're in the county, in the county, that it should be. But I get a real good response back on that one.
It went back to the incorporated town.
Yeah, it didn't,
I'll reach out to Chad and see if we can't get maybe directly to what is the issue.
Okay.
And what steps could we take in order to receive those services? Now, it may be that the town decides that it doesn't want to take those steps, but that would be a decision for the.
here, and if and when we can start on a project like this, they have agreed to be on the committee to help us formulate and come up with some ideas. So we do have some improvements on the way. It's looking pretty good. So
What she's got here and what she's going to talk about, she came down to my office hours a couple Tuesdays ago. She did a senior project on basically relaying out the park to make it more functional. And she threw it up on the TV, and Dolores and I got to look at it, and it was really cool. And this is you're a fifth-year senior, is that?
Yeah.
So this is a project, capstone project, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Kind of a big end of your project. And we had already entered into an agreement with Southern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, SIRPC, to do a study on our park area. So Haven's project kind of came in ahead of that. And I think she's agreed to share her work with the SIRPC. But what she was able to show us was I thought was really exciting. I really liked it. So
once you see this, you'll never envision that this could be the way she's got it. It's just awesome.
Okay, awesome. So I guess I'll start off by introducing myself. I am Haven Gasper now. I live right down here in the corner where Ella used to live.
she lives in
I
Ellen
would-
McKelvey's old house here on Elizabeth Street.
Joe Wagner, if you know him, he drives around on a little moped. He has the honor of being my godfather-in-law. So I married one of his grandkids. So I am a fifth year at Ball State in landscape architecture. I went to Jennings County, moved here, but I did go to like Sand Creek, but I don't live in this particular area. Dawn Gasper, she's one of the professors at South Decatur High School. She's my mother-in-law. But yeah, so in high school, I kind of did a lot with FFA and 4-H. So that kind of got me on this. My family owns a construction business, Hanna Construction. It was owned by John David. And then after he passed away, my aunt took it on. But went to Ball State thinking I was going to do architecture, switched over to LA. I don't regret my decision, or at least it's too late to regret it now because I've already paid to go there for 5 years. But so I won't bore you through all the details. I've been working on this since August. It started out as I had to do a report. It's about 114 pages, so I'm just going to go through what's important. The reason for this project is basically it's a revitalization and a restoration of a local commodity. So I'll kind of touch on what my goals are. The first one being providing opportunities to have active and healthy lifestyles. So I'm planning to revitalize the existing walking track that you guys have. It kind of ends in the middle of the street and then picks up on the other side of the baseball field. I also plan to, design a new court, fix up the basketball courts, and then my next goal being